Welcome to OWAD Learning. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's finish the second stanza. After yesterday, we have the sunset view of the sun setting behind the mountains, setting down, and then we have the river, Yellow River in particular, going west to east toward the sea. So that's a pretty grand picture in front of your eyes right now. And then what's the what's the poet going to make out of this scenery? Then the poet start to say, 欲穷千里目. Now, okay, if you want to limit or exhaust, it's a different type of exhaust. But if you want to exhaust, 千里目, 1,000 miles eyes. So basically, it's talking about if you want to see far to thousands of miles through your eyes. If you reach your vision, the limit of your vision, you have to 更上一层楼. You have to climb up one level up. So 更上一层楼 means you're going even one level higher in that building. So building 楼 as a I guess evidence to say that Chinese in ancient times architectures they did come up with multi-level building back then already. And if given the context, it's almost like a sightseeing building next to a big river so that you can actually see the sunset view. Okay, so it's a little bit setting up the scenery, a grand vision, right? But if you wanted the vision, the sunset view on top of the river behind the mountains to look even grander, to reach the 10,000 miles with your eyesight, right? To see the even further away, like what's down the other side of the horizon, or expand your horizon even more, you need to even up one more level on that building. So this 更上一层楼 become such an embedded expression, not only from this poem, because it's by a famous poet, but because the meaning of it. If you want to achieve higher, bigger achievement in life, you have to make the effort, climb one level up. So I guess this is a level up in English. 更上一层楼 is almost like a Chinese poetic translation to the English level up. Okay, one by one, 欲穷千里目. We have this human figure with 3 strokes, which are the hot air when we do this yawning thing. I don't know if in English actually people do that, but in Chinese society, when you're yawning, you do this, kind of have your air mimicking the air rhythmically coming out of you. And so this is on the right side is yawning. And then the left side is the valley. Okay, the valley is made of the mouth symbol. And then this shape and this shape together make a kind of a trickling of water down to the valley part of the mountain. So this related to geography. How the water forms a river. It came from the tip of the mountains. It's either the snow or the rain stored on the mountains and then trickling down, right? And so these strokes are describing the trickling of the water. Find their little trickles in the mountains before they kind of gather to the lower ground, and the streams of water from different parts of the mountain are going to gather gradually bigger, right? From the local to the major freeway kind of a waterway system. And this describes this trickling effect down to the mouth, which is the entrance to the mountain. So the entrance of the mountain where all the waters are trickling down. That's how Chinese define a valley. And valley is, I guess, in ancient agrarian society, even today, I guess, is because it's where the water gathers, right? It's supposed to be a nutritional rich place, and that's valley are where people start to settle and build villages and all that. So when you have the valley in there, and when you have this yawning picture, that means it's a desirable place for you. But I guess it's not yawning doesn't fit the picture. Like yawning in today's body language isn't like you're getting bored, you're low energy, you're not interested. But it is on the contrary to that. Here is like you're so interested. You want to have piece of that valley to grow your crops, something like that, right? So together, this yawning could be interpreted in other ways. It's almost like humans give out their air when they see this, when they discover the valley. That's their new home. They're going to settle in that place. And this is not exactly yawning. This could be like a human utterance of surprise, pleasant surprise to find this big piece of nutritional rich farmland. So that's, for a farming society, what's desirable, how to describe that? It's you just discover a new piece of land. Okay, that's one. Qiong, we have this big arch with a chimney and the two carved out air channels on the top. So that's a Chinese cave, actually. It's a Chinese cave picture frame in there. I guess this kind of testify that humans, before you can build a building, like a multi-level architecture, we actually came from shelters that's readily available in nature before we build anything ground up. So this shelter, this caveman living quarters was the beginning, and that's still, kept in our characters. This is a caveman living condition. And then eventually we take out this air channel thing to mean this is human built structure. It's a shelter with a chimney. I have a whole episode talking about what make our home, and eventually have windows and the sense of emptiness all built around such characters. But with the air channel on the top, that means it is a cave. I guess for cavemen, for them to select what's a good cave for them to live in, there got to be flowy air throughout the cave, right? You don't want a stale place where the air doesn't flow. So you want to have this air channel to have good ventilation in that cave condition. So I guess that's the built-in expectations. What was a good, living conditions if you have to choose from the caves. So cave living with human body. And this looks like a human body. Okay, this is rib cages, okay? And I'm not sure why there is a tail up there. It looks like a tail, but this is the whole torso with the cage, our rib cage, emphasized over there. And this is, I guess, the other leg. Okay, so this is a human body with kind of a skeleton viewpoint, right? And then with this, I guess this in ancient times, it could mean baby, because they are kind of in a bundle. Or in contemporary sense, you can almost view it as dumbbell. So it's a human bodybuilding workout in a cave. Put it in contemporary lifestyle. But ancient times, it could be like a human, emphasize human anatomy over there. You have your body in there, but you have a body in a cave trying to take care of your baby or family or something or doing in there. And that gives you the sense of limit because you have a limited space. It's however big that cave is. It's not your build place. It's not built to your best ergonomic interest, right? We have to have a certain ceiling height or a certain space in our room to feel comfortable in. There's kind of an optimal setup of us versus our living quarters size. But here it's a cave, and you have your body in there, and the things you tend to, and this gives you the sense of it's a very narrow space. you probably don't have enough room to maneuver. And this comes with two derived meanings. One is you're spatially limited. So here, 穷千里目, we can view it like that. It's spatially limited. And the second, 穷 actually in Chinese means poor. You cannot afford single family housing, okay? In today's term, that makes you poor. Like you have to live in a cave. In this case, ancient times, this cave living condition implies that you're poor, you're not doing good. That's your living quarters. Okay, so two derived meaning from this imagery. Okay, so limit is spatially limited in this context because we limit our vision, how far we can see. And this is simply an eyeball that you can see is kind of a tilted, verticalized eyeball. And we have 千, which is 10, and humans sitting on top of 10, make it 1,000. I forgot exactly why is that. My theory is it ancient slave trade back then, that one single person cost $100. Okay, in today's currency denominator, if we're talking about US dollar dominant currency denoting, that a slave, a single person costs 100 and 10 of them costs 1,000. Okay, if you know a better story than that, let me know. But this is a human figure sitting on top of number 10. Okay, that's our 1,000. Li, we have the farm field, which is a space, a box, quarter. That's Chinese ancient times farmland lotting, distribute among different households. Farmland, and then soil. We have the first horizontal line, the ground level, vertical line connected to like puncturing and connected through the farmland imagery. This is a plant. We didn't specify what kind of plant that is. And then the second horizontal line is the indicator to mean it's a surrounding of the root of the plant, which implies it's the soil. So we have farm field soil. And I came here as I translate miles. Of course, Chinese is going to have their different sense of unit of measurement, how far things are going to be. So basically, when I grew up, there are at least 3 different measurement units of measurement. One is miles, right, in English sense, which is British to American inherited measuring of distance. Second is kilometers, right, measuring in metric format, which is scientific method of measuring. And then the other one is a Chinese local, because I grew up in the culture. I'm sure probably different cultures have came up with their own sense of unit of measurement. And this li is the Chinese distance measurement equivalent of mile, even if like value-wise, it may not be equal, but it's our measurement of distance. So 千里, 1,000 miles. In ancient times, probably that's already far enough for your vision, for your eyes to see. Like that, you're exhausting limit, hitting the limit of your vision, how far you can see. And here, the see, this eyeball symbol, is the organ to see, but it serves as the function to see as well. So 千里目, like how far you can see. So the goal is if you want to reach the limit of your vision, which is going to be thousands of miles, then the solution to that is 更上一层楼. So 更 means continue, iterative, or I translate it as even. So apparently you're already climbing up a little bit so that you have some good vision. At least get to that sightseeing viewpoint, right? And then 更上一层楼 is like you're there, but you want to do a little bit more so that you have better vision, right? So this 更 is made of 3-finger hand symbol holding supposedly fortune-telling thing, which is this vertical line with horizontal line, ancient device for fortune-telling. And then we have this 丙, which means number 3 in China. We have 甲乙丙, and this 丙 is made of heaven, right? Big arch, space, and then this separation or entering. So this beyond, almost like the heavenly energy. You can view it as the rain or the sun, something out there from the space. However biosphere or outer space you want to go further up, but it's somewhere out there of our outer boundary of existence coming down to our space. And so that gives you the sense of accomplishment or completion. And then the hand holding fortune telling thing is giving you the sense of you're trying to tell if that's going to happen. Or actually, the other version is not only this is fortune telling, it's you're holding some almost like a key to success that you want to achieve or accomplish something. So that become our gong means you, I guess change of season is the number one meaning, or change of pace, something changing. Because this energy transformation from the outer space to our space, right? This changing gives you this kind of a preview of the cycle of how energy translate from the universe all the way down to our living quarters, to our human space or human sphere. And then you have your hand hold something to make that change, to go along with that change. So the starter meaning of this gong means change. And then from that change, it became the second meaning, means on top of something. So you already done something, and then on top of something, you do it again, or even more, stronger, bigger, better, however you want to view it. So you do it again, but in a different way. So that I translate as even. Up, going up. So horizontal line is our baseline. And you can also view it as the ground. Vertical line is the indicator to tell you we are going, this is a baseline, we're going to be up on top of that baseline. So you can view it either as a static, like something just sitting on top of it, or as a dynamic, you're going upward. So in this case, it's going upward, right? You're going even one more upward. So this one is horizontal line just by itself. And since it's not on top of the screen, so it not necessarily means the heaven, but habitually scholars interpret one horizontal line as the beginning of our existence, which is the universe first, right? And then we have second horizontal line, which means the ground level we are living on. And then the third horizontal line is something happened in between, or the existence in between heaven and earth, which are humans plus everything else. So one, since the origin, that's the universe, just starting point. That's singular, that's one, okay. 层, we have almost looking like the cave imagery we have here, right? But it's kind of a semi-opening. And then we have speaking, and this oval shape with stripe vertical lines in between could be a type of bug-eyed, like complicated eye structure, and you're speaking to make somebody bug-eyed. That could be one interpretation. But together here, it means level means there are multiple layers, right? And this cave, semi-opening pavement living quarter here indicate it's about a space. And in the middle is, okay, that is the word for Chinese to talk about in the past or something. So speaking to some bug-eyed effect, speaking comes from mouth symbol, right? You have some words coming out of you. So semi-open mouth is the ancient way of, I guess, soft-spoken way. And then to this bug-eyed thing could be, very tangible. I don't exactly know the symbolic meaning of this oval shape with 3 vertical lines in it. that is related to speaking, either the recipient of, the audience who you're speaking to, right? Together, they means before, happened in the past, and happened in the past paired with this living quarter, semi-opened living quarter. It means you have multiple layers to that. So I guess happened in the past, applied into spatial sense of you have living quarters that's the previously living quarters, and now you have a different one, and that gives you a sense of its multiple, I guess, stacked up, multiple stack or multiple separators. But in any case, today it means level, different layers, vertically layers. Low made of the word symbol, and then the howling imagery. So this howling imagery is made of the girl symbol, which is folded arms and hip, main features, behavior, expectations, and the look of our, bio features of female. This is girl symbol. On the top is a female or motherhood symbol, which is a box with two horizontal lines, of which used to be separated. That is the nipples of woman, which symbolize breastfeeding, symbolize motherhood. So mother, I guess here probably you can view it as pelvic, almost, right? The mother breastfeeding, and then we have this pelvis, okay, which is the uterus or where the womb is, and then connected to a girl symbol. So there is this sense of the woman is holding the girl, or the mother is holding the girl in them, and therefore it creates cavity or hollowness. I mean, that doesn't sound right? Because if for a pregnant woman, a mother to be, that is kind of your uterus is not empty, it's filled. So it's on the contrary to that. But somehow Chinese use this mother girl connected to mean there is a hollowing experience. So I guess you can almost view it as the birth giving or the laboring effort for a girl, unbirthed woman, to become a mother. There is this birthing process, and this laboring, giving birth process is to hollow you out, which is to take the baby out from you. And that's that transitional from girlhood to motherhood by hollowing you out. And that's implied of why this is hollowing. And hollowing paired with wood framework, canopy of tree, root of the tree connect back the trunk, that's a wood symbol. That's the material used to build the hollowing structure, which is the definition of Chinese building. Okay, a little bit lengthy today, but 欲穷千里目，更上一层楼 is a poet's whole moral story over there. And Jim and I tried its best to come up with some Chinese looking, this view sightseeing building next to the mountain, next to the Yellow River, that if you want to see afar, you have to go one story higher to, the top floor to have the best view out there. So I translate it, go higher, see further. And that's the lesson is for all the, achievers out there. This poem encouraged people to do that. And I mean, originally the poem could just literally talking about what to get a better view, you have to climb one story up. But people can always pack in their intentions later on, right? Generations of, achievers want to validate their past choice by, the kind of 更上一层楼, the whole ladder climbing effort throughout their life, what they're doing, and explained by this poem. It could be totally the later days projection on this poem. There you go. 欲穷千里目，更上一层楼. Thank you for your time. See you next.